I'm off again. It's been a couple of weeks since the last walk, and what with one thing and another, it's been so busy and the weather's been rubbish. This has been the first opportunity I've had to get out. So this time another 15 miles I think, and I'm hoping to, well, early start, so I'm hoping to get done by about middle of afternoon. And we are going from Fishbourne through to at least Seaview. Now I'll put a map up so you can see the actual route, and if I have any major deviations I'll let you know. And today, if you remember the West Highland Way trip in April, trying to carry the pack weight, so we'll see what difference that makes. So it's been a day or two since I've carried a pack this sort of size and weight, like too many days or twos, but we'll see how it goes. The track this time is pretty good, to be honest. It's a well-known cycle route, come walk, and taking on some lovely sights. Going past Quarr Abbey in a mile or so, I'll take some images around there, a lovely spot, and carrying on through to Benbridge, Ryde, Seaview, with some lovely beach shots on the way. Anyway, put you down, come back later. Bye for now. So this is the entrance to Quarr Abbey. Looks like they've got the cafe open. There's some smoke coming out the top. I haven't got time this morning to stay for anything, so I'm going to quickly get some shots around here. They've got pigs in their pens up there, and lots of memorial benches in the grounds here. Got a special visit at one in a moment. I don't know why I'm almost whispering. It's 8:30, everyone's up. Well, I'd have thought these guys would be up for hours by now. So the Catholic Benedictine monastery. There are the guys. And here it is. There have been monasteries here for hundreds of years at various sites. This is the most modern, and as you can see, it's brick built, so only a couple of hundred years maybe old, something like that. But absolutely beautiful part of the island, and you should definitely pencil it in for a visit and go in there to light a candle for loved ones and stay a while and ponder things. But anyway, as I said, I'm going to make a particular visit to a bench here. Hopefully you'll be able to make the name out. A lady called Pat. That's Mrs. B's mother. Bless her. And she's got the best view in the house, which we'll absolutely love, of the abbey there. So as I'm walking through here, the only thing spoiling the ambience is me and my voice, because I can hear birds. It's just so peaceful with birds in through these woods here in the background. And so yeah, that was a short stretch to the abbey. Actually, I thought it was going to be longer, but we're on our way anyway. So the first section here is going to be away from towns and residential areas up until we get to the outskirts of Ryde, or Binstead actually, and then through Ryde town on the seafront, and then on along past a beach, Appley Beach, is probably the nicest looking beach on the island. It may not be the most popular, but it is a really nice, beautiful looking beach in the height of summer. So we'll get there in an hour or two and I'll bring you back. So, fact checking myself, I originally established in 1132 the Abbey, and I think we'll find a spot here. Might have been the original grounds. And then you can see the Solent behind there. And then it was disestablished in around 1536 by, guess who? Yeah, you got it, Henry VIII. Evicted the monks, and then the place was demolished, and then the reconstruction of the main one that I've just shown you there was in 1912, as a matter of fact. So that is the short story. Anyway, must crack on. So, just so you know, I'm still following the coastal path, stitching it together for you as I'm going round. And how long is that path? About, is it 67 or 70 miles in total, I think, something like that. But some more trodden than others. Some areas are busier than others, and this is a fairly popular route actually. Good for cyclists, walkers and so on. So yeah, back in a bit. This is what it's all about. Beautiful views like this, beautiful little spots that not, I mean there's a yacht, little boat club behind me, but apart from that, deserted. It'd be a lovely place to stop for breakfast or a coffee, but got to crack on. I've only done about a mile and a half. They gave me a fine job. So that's where we've been. Back towards that way is Fishbourne and Quarr Abbey and Binstead and the outskirts of Ryde, and there's a few of those, look at those houses there, they look onto the seafront. What a beautiful spot. And then I'm in Ryde now, just showing you the beach with the tide out and a humongous Ryde pier. I will get the distance, the length of it. I'll fact check myself later on, but it's a long old one. And that is where the White Link foot passenger ferry comes in. and across the other side is where the hovercraft come in. I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, this is the outskirts of Ryde. Go through here, there's some more sites a little bit later on, and I'll bring you back. So this is a short section of the Isle of Wight railway, basically right up to the pier head, and then it follows these lines over to Shanklin in through a river usually when that's flooded. But yeah, loads of redevelopment work on Ryde seafront here, and this has changed massively over the years. You see some then and now sort of photographs. Incredible. Yeah, and this is where the hovercraft come in. And just to prove it, always sun shining on the Isle of Wight, is one of the staff sunbathing down there, look. Right, that way, here we have Ryde Marina. I'm hoping the sun's going to come out a bit later on, but to give us a bit of blue sky. But here we are anyway. And there, I'll try and show you. There you go. The Rattler, as they call it locally. Appley Beach in February still has a certain charm, doesn't it? There's a peacefulness about it. So we had a choice here. There's Appley Beach is through there, and there is a spot called Appley Tower, but it's covered in scaffolding, so it didn't look its best. So we'll pop a picture in here of Appley Tower and Appley Beach in summer, just to give you a better idea of what it actually looks like at the height of the season. And then there's a path that goes around the front there, in front of all those, maybe you can make them out, those little beach huts. And there's another path that takes in these more forts. Ladies and gentlemen, walk fans, seem to be a recurring theme on the Isle of Wight. There's lots of forts and gun emplacements around the place now. So I thought I'd come this way and give you a view of these. And that was one there, and there's a series of them along here. And what I will do is I'll try and find some information out about them for you, and then drop it in. Again, as you know, they were probably built to defend ourselves and our great nation and the Isle of Wight, more importantly, from the French. Sorry, that's the way it is. Was, sorry. So yeah, here's another one. And they'll have been placed up on here, and then been able to swing around. And look, there's another, what, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 along here by the looks of it. And I don't think you can get into any of these, but there's got little, some sort of accommodations and whatnot in amongst them all. This complex now is called Pool Park. So I'll find out what it was called back in the day, and talk to you later. Here we go. So it looks like it was 1861. It was decided to build a battery at Putpill, and there was a barrack for 4 officers and 67 men, which is now the cafe. World War I, it was manned by Royal Artillery, and then in 1939 was banned by, it was called HMS Medina and used to train men for the Fleet Air Arm. There you go, some ships out there in the distance. Maybe we can pick them out and back to these beautiful places on the seafront. Now up here on the left there used to be a notice board which gave you all the ship movements for the week, I think. Let me just go and have a look. A couple of lovely places up there, Seaview Hotel and restaurant. Yeah, ships that pass. And it gives you all the cruise ships that are going to go past in February. All cruises from Southampton except which sail from Portsmouth. But it does say which ones come from Portsmouth. There's about 29 cruise ship movements, it looks like. And the sun is trying to come out. Come on, sun! Now I don't know whether the coastal path goes along the front there, or I have to... Now it looks like I've got to go up into the village, so here I go. So look, there's a plaque here saying about Operation Overlord, which was, I think it was the code name for the Seabourne operation for D-Day. And it says ships holding thousands of brave troops from Great Britain, Canada, France and the United States of America sailed off from Seaview and other ports to the beaches of Normandy to free Europe from the tyranny of Hitler's Germany. D-Day. I'm going to get rid of that piece of crash lot. 6th of June 1944, and it's 80 years this year, so hats off, respect. Shall we do the beach? Yes, we're doing the beach. Yes, absolutely beautiful, isn't it? If you come to the Isle of Wight on the back of one of these videos, then that's half my mission done. Well, more than half of the mission done. That's great. So that fort out there, I think it's No Man's Land Fort. But I'll correct that if it's wrong. You can actually get out to that in, is it August or September? You can actually walk out to that. And circle around it. Done that a couple of times. But yeah, I couldn't not stop here. We're at Priory Bay. Priory Bay. There's a hotel behind, but it's Priory Bay. And I was going to go straight through, but I just couldn't in the end. It's just a lovely, lovely spot. There's a guy in a canoe out there. Honey, guy in a canoe. Maybe I should need a canoe. Where is he? Can't quite make it out on there, I don't think. He's got a canoe and I haven't. So yeah, I don't know. So back there, yeah, there is a track up through the woods, but I think it was going to get muddy, and I'm not sure whether I can get around that headland with the tide up. So I might have to double back for a little bit, or go over the. Yeah, I'm going to have to go over somehow, but I don't know how yet. I've got another 6 or 7 miles to do, so I need to get on it. Talk to you later. Apologies for the background noise over there. They're drilling for something, I'm not sure what. So this is St Helens, Duver, another really popular spot in the summer. Over there is Benbridge, and St Helens is, the village is actually behind me over my shoulder. So St Helens, Duver is behind me, and basically there's an inlet just the other side of those buildings. You've got to go across it here to get to Benbridge. It says welcome to Pop's Wood. Just walking up through Benbridge, and I don't know who this belongs to, but it's someone spent a lot of time and effort creating a little bit of paradise here. There's bird boxes everywhere. Oh, I hope you saw that. There was a red squirrel. What a beautiful little spot. Phenomenal place. Look, little bird boxes and bug houses. It's closed, unfortunately, but anyway, I'm following this track, road even, through Benbridge. The sea is just over that way. Oh, that's private property there. So, oh, and look, puddle. Funny thing. So I thought I'd bring you back here because I can sense, I know, I can sense something coming up. Well, there's a seat there, but I'm not going to sit at the seat, am I? This sounds like a spot for some lunch, actually. It's got that vibe about it, hasn't it? Hey? Oh, this is horrible. Even the sun's out. Thank you. Yeah, I reckon that's my spot for a coffee and a sandwich. I say that and then I just want to walk forward further to see something else, but I can't get over places like this. Just phenomenal. Look, someone else is coming in to ruin my vibe. Anyway, So I thought it was competition time on my channel, and so basically, if anybody, I've just been thinking about this on the way here, so if anybody likes, views and likes the videos, you get free subscription for life. Okay, just hit the like, hit the subscribe, free subscription for life. Thank you. I wish I could earn money at doing this thing. I don't think it'd be enough to buy that house though. I think they've lost it. I'm at about 12.5 miles so far. I think I'm going to go down here and see what it looks like. These are not the most luxurious accommodations at Whitecliff Bay. They're the cheap ones. The nicer ones are a bit up the hill. Yeah, look at that. That's Culver Down up the top there? Yeah, so the downs are up on the Isle of Wight, obviously. Don't question it, just go with it. At last, 13 odd miles and something, East Wight. I actually thought you'd lost it. Lost what? That loving feeling. Oh yeah. And eat. Excuse the heavy breathing in the background. That's me. This is a steep bit. Carrying a pack. I'll weigh it later, figure out what it is. But it's got nearly everything in it that I'm going to need for West Highland Way. Not everything but food, I think, actually. So yeah, we'll see what it weighs. But it is a weight, and yeah, you've got to be careful when you're stepping down off things. Yeah, I might switch this off now till I get to the top. So this is the monument on the top of Culver Down. I didn't know what it was for or who it was for. And it says, to the memory of Charles Anderson Pelham, Earl of Yarborough, Baron Yarborough of Yarborough in the county of Lincoln, Baron Worsley of Appledurcombe in the Isle of Wight, whose benevolence, kindness of heart and many virtues endeared him to all who knew him. This monument was erected as testimony of affection and respect by public subscription. Ah, he must have been a bloody good. I really liked him. So, other side of that monument there's another fort. But my legs are starting to feel it now, and I can't afford the extra yards. So I'm going to carry on the coastal path down towards Sandown Bay, which is in front of me. I'll show you in a second. A few seconds. Here we go. Here we go. So that's Sandown Bay and Sandown, erstwhile party capital of the Isle of Wight in about 1985, so I'm told. Anyway, let's get down there because I think that's going to be my end point today, and it's going to take me a little bit while to get down there, so let's crack on. But first, look, all that way, not a one in sight, and then two in quick succession. Greedy. There you go, that is Sandown Bay behind me in all its February glory. Come summer, that'll be packed because it's a very popular spot. Now, I didn't want to do much filming on the front there because there are a few buildings that sort of let it down, but you know, it's a popular spot for holiday makers, bless them. So anyway, look, that's 16 miles today. Legs are feeling it with the pack. So I'll weigh it later, figure it out what it was. And that, I'm going to call it today. I'm going to find out how I'm going to get home. But anyway, if you like it, please like and subscribe. Let's keep it going. We're really enjoying doing them. Hope you're enjoying seeing them. Look at that, the sun's coming out for me now. Isn't that lovely? Anyway, right, that's it for now. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.